All right. So the next topic is
Gladiator II. Okay, so before we get into this, I got to tell you guys what happened to me. So
you really want to share?
I'll let them know. I'll let them know. So I'm
going to throw you a drop for that one. Though.
All right. Okay.
No. But say it first, and then I'll throw you. Okay.
All right.
Say it first, and then
I'll say it first. All right. So I was really looking forward to seeing this movie. Like, you guys have no idea. Like, I had planned to go see it. I thought it was going to be out. For some reason, I checked my local theater Thursday night on my phone. Like, I went to the website, I looked it up, and I could have swore they said there was a 7:30 showing. So I'm like, okay, awesome. 7:30 Thursday night. I don't got to get tickets early. I'll just go whatever, right? So I roll up to the movie theater at around 7 o'clock. I walk right up to the kiosk, and I try to select my movie, and I click on Gladiator II, and it's like, nope, no showing. No showing until Friday. So I drove all the way down to the theater for absolutely nothing and just completely wasted my time. And I'm really disappointed because I actually did really want to see this movie, and I couldn't go see it Friday night because I had other personal stuff I got to take care of on my evenings on Friday. And I don't get my free time back until during the week. Like, I'll probably be able to go see it Monday. So this is exactly why we're going to be doing a spoiler-free review. Since Phil was the only one who got to see the movie so far, he's going to give us a spoiler-free review. I'm going to be checking it out early next week, and then when we come back and do our next episode, we'll be spoiling the whole thing. So that's the plan with this.
Venkata, you said you watched the movie, right? Correct?
Yeah, I watched it on Thursday.
Awesome.
Okay,
Perfect.
all right,
Perfect.
Dennis, Sergeant, have you two watched the movie already or not yet?
No, sadly not. I think if I'm going to watch it.
Okay. All right. Have you got So here's the question: have any of you have you guys watched the first one?
Yes, of course. Of course.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Okay. I'm trying to pull up the trailer here, the last trailer that came out, so we'll watch it, and then we can do a spoiler-free.
Spoiler-free, yeah.
Here it is. Okay. All right. So here is the trailer.
Hang on a sec. I just got a message from Josh. He wants to join in for the Gladiator for this topic. So.
Oh, you do? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Josh. Let me resend the link. Hold on.
Yeah, resend it in the chat.
Or Josh, hold on. Hold on. Josh, check your DM. On Twitter.
Perfect. All right, let's roll the trailer while we're waiting for Josh to jump in if he gets the message.
Yep. Okay. Where is the trailer? Okay, so this is the final trailer for Gladiator II that was released 5 days ago. And a link will be on the description. Oh, Josh, there you go. Josh, right on time, buddy.
Perfect.
How you doing? Perfect.
What's going on, fellas? How are y'all?
We're doing all right, man. Thanks for joining us tonight, bud.
Thank you. I heard Phil was feeling litty, and so am I. So let's go.
Just a little.
I'm celebrating.
He's going to be puking in the washroom soon.
All right.
Well, thank you, Leo. All right, here we go.
This Friday, audiences everywhere are calling Gladiator the single greatest movie of the year.
I put you in the ring, you fight or you die.
Strike the honor. It's ferociously entertaining.
The odds are against you.
The odds are always against me.
This is what movies were made for. To amuse you is my only wish. I'm just here for the games. Gladiator. Only in theaters Friday.
Dope.
Good.
I wanted to see it so bad, dude. I'm so disappointed what happened. I was so cheesed.
So, is it good, really, or not? Is it overhyped? What is it? One word.
You're on mute again. All right, that's it. Good night, folks.
You know, I deserve this one. I really, that's why, you guys, I'm just clumsy. I'm just clumsy.
Oh, I'm sure. It's just clumsy.
Simple Jack, the story of a mentally impaired farmhand who can talk to animals, was a box office disaster that many critics called one of the worst movies of all time.
I ain't got a good brain.
I think you've got a fine brain, Jack.
You make me happy.
Oh, let's see. How many more times can I get Phil throw himself on mute?
I'm gonna be like Skywalker. You're mute, Sky, you're mute. I'm gonna try to say that out to him too. Damn it. Anyway, yeah, I love the movie. I saw it tonight, right before the show, and I was like, holy shit, finally. I was like, finally, Ridley Scott is back in his freaking game. I loved the movie so much. The only thing that there was one ingredient that was missing in that movie. Hans Zimmer. That was the missing ingredient.
So the score wasn't quite up to what you were expecting.
Exactly.
All right, gonna take that to note.
So that was the one. That was the one thing. Shoot, I forgot the name of the. Hold on, let me look up his name. Hold on, I'll tell you who it was. I forgot his name. It's the one from who does the Metal Gear the Metal Gear
Harrison Gregson Williams or something.
There we go. Harry Grayson Williams. There you go. This. Hold on. Let me.
Phil, you're getting roasted in the chat, dude.
I know, dude. I am.
Simple
I know.
Phil. Hashtag simple Phil.
I know.
Hashtag Phil the simple one.
Man, Sin Havoc loves the left.
You're enjoying it, aren't you, Sin Havoc? Yeah, I love you too, man. So yeah, Harry Garrison has done. He actually did the Metal Gear Solid score.
Okay.
You know? Awesome. So he is well known, and he's not a bad artist, but again, it wasn't Zimmer. And when you're already used to a Zimmer score, or you expect that.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's unfortunate, but overall, I loved Denzel's performance. Pedro Pascal also great. Everybody was on their game.
Can you elaborate a bit on like maybe like the fight scenes, like the actual fighting, like the Gladiator stuff?
The fights were cool, dude.
Could you compare them like the first movie, like on like was it on that same level?
I felt like they were. No, I think on the first one I thought they were a bit more grittier, a bit more, but it wasn't like, I'm not to denigrate the ones here, but there are some parts here that like they literally go and just cut everything part here and there. So the gritty was there. It's just I felt like the first one was a little bit more.
A little bit more rawness to it, maybe.
Right. But again, that's my perspective, guys. That's just I could be wrong, but that's what I felt. I'm definitely gonna watch it again because definitely I love the I definitely love it. Dude, like it's not a spoiler, but when they're doing the boat the Coliseum with the boat with the ships fighting,
Mhm.
I'm like, holy shit, like that was like, and okay, this is just a little spoiler. Okay, just one little spoiler. They're sharks.
Okay. Okay.
That is sharks. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm saying. Venkata, you saw it. Please go ahead. And then after Venkata, Josh, you'll be next. Okay. I got you, Josh. All right, Venkata.
Here is the funny thing. Like, I didn't watch the first one until this year, actually. So
that's okay.
I always
That's
knew that. I always knew that it's a really great movie. So on Wednesday this week, I sat down and watched the extended cut of the first one. I liked it, and then the very next day I went to watch the second part. Maybe it's because of that, but or maybe it's just me. Like you were saying that the first one felt a lot more grittier than this. I also felt that. That's probably the reason I like the first one more. But this has its own positive, good things in the part two. Especially like the water thing, I didn't expect that. Like I know I watched the trailers, but I forgot about that. So when those scenes came out, like it was really nice watching it on the big screen, basically.
Awesome.
Yeah, and also the Zimmer thing. Yeah, I do felt that. I mean, maybe it's that, or maybe it's so the first part had Zimmer's music along with uh, the screen presence of Maximus, basically. So maybe that's what that synchronization is what I didn't find in this second one, basically.
So, would you guys say that this movie is like its own self-contained story, though? Like, you don't have to watch the first one to see this one. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, in a way that is true. And also, I felt that as a story, there is how should I put it? Like the first part. If you have watched the first part, then you can see what Ridley Scott is trying to do in this in the story for the second one, and how he's trying to make the first one more entertaining in the second one, basically.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. So it's fair to say it's like he's trying to retell a very similar story within this.
Yeah,
movie.
Right.
That is what, like,
yeah.
I think the word for it is probably subverting.
Okay. Subverting. Yeah. Okay.
But you know what, Venkata? I think he would have nailed it even if Hans would have been available.
Yeah.
Because again, and this is what about movies also. It's like the music, everything. It's not just the actor. It's not just the writing. It's not just a costume. It's everything. It's art.
Combination.
Everything. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you.
I think so. This is also something that I've been noticing with like recent movies. Like when I come out of the theater and like it's been a day or something after watching the movie, if there is a piece of music that doesn't stay with me, then I kind of feel sorry for the music director, basically. Like for example, like when I watched Oppenheimer, can you hear the music? Like that piece of music, like it stayed with me for like a week or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I understand 100% what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's like when I watched. I'm trying to think. It was Inception, and there's one of the songs in that one. Just it stuck with me for a long time, and the entire score to that movie is actually beautiful. But,
so, Josh, let's bring in Josh. Josh, are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. How you doing, brother?
Doing good. How about y'all?
Good.
Doing all right, man.
So, Gladiator, man.
Have you seen it yet?
I did. I was able to, for those who know, I have a family member that's been dealing with some stuff, but they're getting better. And today I'm celebrating Phil and I'm getting lit with you because she got out of the hospital. So
Nice.
yes.
Phil's got a drinking buddy.
Yeah. I just came back from a screening of another movie that's kind of going to overshadow this one we're talking about. But, and there were 3 drinks, open bar. So I'm a little litty. But Thursday, I did get to go. My family member was feeling better and needed me to kind of get out of the hospital room for a little while. So I went, and I was very entertained. I will say that. 100%. I agree with Venkata. Like, there are, but the first part of the movie, Phil, I don't know if you felt like this. I did feel like, okay, we're treading the same ground a little bit in the first act.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we're doing this again, but it's kind of like a commentary, right, on the grander story. You were right, how to essentially change, right? It's a movie about change, essentially. And so one thing that I loved is Paul. I'm not familiar with Paul Mescal's work other than this role, but I thought he was very believable as Maximus.
So he's the main star of this movie,
right? Okay. The replacement for Maximus, I think he's a great architect for that character, the main character, right? And really good, great role that he did. Denzel, this is non-spoiler, so I'm not going to go into too specifics, but Denzel is great. There were some people that I was listening to some reviews saying that his performance kind of took him out of the movie, and I could see that at times, because there's he delivers some lines very, Brooklyn, kind of very Denzel.
Very modern.
Sometimes, but and other times, majority he blends very well, in my opinion. And that's something that's kind of surprised me. Connie Nielsen just was giving me Hippolyta the whole time, Phil, and Bakata.
yeah.
I don't know if y'all I was just she's Hippolyta.
Yeah.
She's just Hippolyta the entire time.
Yeah.
So I got a big kick out of that. And another Snyderverse actor, Pedro Pascal. Regardless, he's still, part of the DCEU. I know DCEU, Snyderverse. I know. I'm drunk. Okay, I'm drunk. Okay.
See, now you're gonna make me refill, man. Come on, don't motivate me, dude.
Hey,
peer pressure.
DCEU, it could be better, right? Snyderverse. But Pedro Pascal, he really did a great, in my opinion, if Denzel was the one that kind of didn't blend as well to some people, I thought Pedro really blended well. Venkata and Phil, I don't know how y'all felt about that, but he felt like he was playing his role. He was there at that time. I believed everything about it.
Pedro's fucking great in everything he does, man.
Yes.
There isn't a single fucking role that guy's done.
Actually, I think Denzel gave Pedro Pascal his props now on I think I saw it online on one of the premieres. But yeah, dude, this has Oscar potential. This movie definitely has Oscar potential. I don't know if it'll win Best Film, but definitely Denzel is definitely he's going to get a nomination. Will he win it? I don't know, but he's definitely going to be competing for that one.
This movie sounds too good for the Oscars, to be honest.
Yeah, especially for the.
I like the Oscars. All right, that's answer.
That's just so good.
I could see it for the commentary reason that I was kind of alluding to, Phil and Venkata, without spoiling it. I could see it kind of maybe possibly getting some production, nominations. I did the one thing I loved everything about Pedro Pascal, except during his scenes and some of the choreography. I don't know if y'all experienced this, but I saw it at a Cinemark movie theater, and I was out of town at a hospital, right? So I don't know it was the only theater near me that I could go to quickly. And
so hang on a second, for us Canadians, what the hell's a Cinemark?
It's basically one of the
theaters.
It's like a showcase or an AMC.
Okay, gotcha. So it's the theater brand. It's the chain.
Okay, yeah. So for me, like the choreography was great, right? The fighting, the sword fighting, right? But in the very beginning, it was actually noticeable for me in Pedro's scenes. Some of the sound effects, like if Pedro was slicing, the sound effect and the gesture of his movement did not match the sound, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like it was like he did something swiftly, and it was the sound was like like it was just way overdone. And
Now
it
I wonder if that was a movie thing or if that was a theater thing. You know what I mean with their sound not being calibrated properly in the theater.
So it did kind of take me a little out of it at the beginning. I was like, whoa, like that's not really blending, because the movement was more swift, right? So you expect like the sound to just kind of go like a kind of slice. But it was just, it made it seem like the sword was like 100 pounds, and he was swinging this thing like a Final Fantasy like blade type thing, and I was like, oh, I don't think that really
fucking cloud strife.
And the third act climax, Phil and Benkata, I don't know if y'all agree or not, but for me, like I was thoroughly entertained throughout, right? But in the climax, something gets built up and it kind of gets undercut, in my personal opinion, Benkata. You know what I'm like?
I kind of get what you're trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah, like it just kind of like you're getting built up for something grand, and they undercut it. And I was just kind of like, it kind of made me feel, oh, we're not getting that. Okay, I guess not. So the subversion that you talked about, right? That's where I kind of like.
Yeah, I think that's an inherent. Sorry. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
No. I think that's a problem with trying to subvert things. Basically.
Yep.
You kind of like want the audience to not think of something familiar that they have already seen, and in doing so, you make them remind of the familiarity once again.
Yes, and you want that thing. But then you gave me blue balls, and I'm like,
Phil, what about you? Did you find that have the same issue with the third act? Did you feel it was a little underwhelming, or you know?
You know what? I have to watch it again to get a better perspective. To be honest with you, you know, because again, I like the pacing of the movie. I like where Ridley was going with it. You know, but the ending, like, I would need to spoil it to give you a better.
Okay.
I didn't like. I'll be honest. Like the very last scene that you see, I didn't like. I was like,
well, it could have been better. I'll leave it at that. It could have been better.
Okay.
And I think other thing is also that probably Denzel Washington's character, like he was like over. I think he stood out so much in the third act that he's kind of overshadowed. He kind of overshadowed everything. Basically, that's how I felt. At least.
Yeah. So
I agree with that.
Basically, what like on the third act, like you guys said, it overshadowed too much. I think right there, that's the one mistake Ridley did. Maybe tune it down just slightly, a little bit more, and give more breathing room to our main protagonist. You know, but still, I love the movie. Definitely, guys. If you guys have not seen it yet, please definitely go watch it. Because
I'm going on Monday. Monday, I'll be able to see it. I can't wait. The movie was 2.5 hours, correct? So
Yeah.
I'm just what do you think that they will get like you know how the original had like a director's cut? How they had like an extended cut?
Actually there was a news that in an interview Ridley Scott said that they have like they have a extended cut that is around like 4 hours or something.
Wow.
Oh, Snyder
cut. Damn.
See, like now no one has a problem with
people.
director's cuts.
So we'll probably like you know what we probably definitely will get some form of an extended cut at some point. So that'll be good to keep in mind when I go watch this.
Did y'all get any of the popcorn buckets, like the Coliseum or the Gladiator helmets? Because I've been seeing they're pretty awesome.
I've seen pictures of it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
If my theater has them when I go, I'll pick one up. Phil, did your theater have any of the Gladiator popcorn?
It had the Gladiator.
Yeah.
It had the Gladiator
Nice.
one, yeah.
The helmet and everything. It's pretty legit.
Nice.
Mhm.
The one thing though, I've actually been to Rome and I've been at the Colosseum. And just so you guys know, if you haven't been, that thing is not that fucking big. Okay, that thing is actually
Yeah.
a lot smaller. And so when they get to the third act, and like you said, Phil, sharks, I was just kind of like, I'm sure it happened, but I'm just like, that many sharks?
Yeah.
Well,
I was
but
just
he
kind of like,
is not exactly known for being historically accurate. He's
Sure.
compromised a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
for rule of two
Oh,
audience
yes.
recognition.
Yes.
But
I actually-
I don't care. I don't care. All right.
It was
I'm a big
entertaining.
history buff. I don't care.
I was
And I
thoroughly
don't-
entertained. So that's all.
So, Sergeant, are you planning on watching Gladiator? Have you seen the first one?
Well, not really, but honestly not. But I might give it a shot someday.
Yeah, you'll definitely enjoy it,
Definitely
dude.
gotta watch
It's a great movie. You'll love it.
One,
Yeah.
Sure.
I wanted to ask though, real quick, when you guys were watching the movie, I wanted to get your thoughts on like, okay, the setting, like, because obviously it's in Italy, it's in Rome, right? Was it a lot of practical effects, or was it heavy CGI? Like, obviously, I would assume that they had to recreate the Colosseum. But like, what about the shots that would have taken place, let's say, outside of the Colosseum?
I to be honest with you, I didn't even focus on that because I was mostly focused on the story, and the visual, like the shots. Because one of the things that also, I don't know if you guys knew, I've said this before on previous streams, that Ridley Scott is like Zack Snyder. He's an artist. He went to art school. Excuse me. And he does his own storyboards.
He also seems like the kind of a director that could make a lot of magic happen on a green screen. That's why I was asking about this. I wanted to know how much of that setting was actually green screen and how much of that setting is actually practical. Like,
well, that's why I want to. But there were. I'm sure that I just can't. I wouldn't be able to tell which one it was.
Yeah.
That's why I definitely have to watch this movie again to get more details, but because again, right now is mostly I wanted to put most of my attention on
the story.
Yeah, and I love the story, how they linked it to the first one, through plot twists here.
So there is a connection. It does connect to the first one.
It connects, but you don't have to watch the first one to understand the second one. Do you follow me?
Yeah.
So, because in the beginning of the film, they do share okay. So remember when you say, like, when you're seeing, let's say, Star Wars and Episode 4, A New Hope.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is something there at the beginning. That's the only spoil. Well, it's
not really a spoiler, but okay.
It's not really a spoiler.
It's a recap,
but
right. It's a
recap. That's what they give you a recap of what happened prior. So just with that, you're good to go.
Okay.
But then later, if you haven't watched the first one, then go watch it after. So because you will get the plot that the filling gaps here and there.
You'll appreciate it that much more.
You'll appreciate it a lot more. Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
One thing, Phil. I mean, as far as like to answer your question, actually, Rox, Phil, I don't know if you'll agree with me, but as far as the practical, I felt like it was a lot very practical. Now, there is an increase, in my opinion, of the CGI adversaries in the Gladiator pit, and there's more exotic CGI, more exotic adversaries that utilize CGI,
like the rhino.
Yes, yeah, there's a rhino,
Yeah.
and
that was in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler.
Okay, whatever you saw in the trailer, I thought was really well done. Like the adversaries that they fight.
Oh yeah, no, that sequence was pretty dope.
And yeah,
it's just like I said. I mean, it's the movie. Like if you ask me how much I gave it 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. Okay.
I give it 4 out of 5. I would give it a 5 if you would give me Hans. And I've seen, and you guys know, I've seen Hans live.
Yep.
I've seen him live, so I know this man does magic. And he even shared a story, like when he was like composing. He's like telling people, like, hey, like when I'm in the zone, Like I even told someone when they were knocking at my door, it's like, no, leave me alone. I'm killing Caesar. Like literally in the zone. So you have to appreciate it. Again, it's art. It's all art, guys. Everything from the score, the writing, the acting, cinematography, everything is art.